Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court will hear a case about the legal bounds of drug testing. Current and former employees sued a Massillon housewares factory over a company policy that forces individuals to provide a urine sample in front of a staff member at a drug screening facility. 2 employees were fired for failing to provide a sample within a mandated 2.5-hour window, which the company deems as a refusal to submit to screening. Both the manufacturer and drug testing agency are accused of invading the privacy of employees. The employer claims it's a necessary procedure to ensure that employees aren't substituting or contaminating their samples. A Stark County Common Pleas Court originally dismissed the case before that decision was overturned by the 5th District Court of Appeals. Inside the Greater Columbus Convention Center, hundreds of people recently gathered to discuss a dark issue and bring it into the light.
We endure a lot of trauma day to day in the type of work that we do, so it's very comforting to know that there are other people that are doing the same work all across the state.
Judges, prosecutors, law enforcement, advocates, and victims were among many at the state's first human trafficking summit.
With him, it wasn't just about getting me to testify. He wanted to see me succeed in life and live a new life. And I had no instructions and no directions on how to do that.
Hosted by the Ohio Attorney General's office, the event was held to provide education and resources to all knowledge bases.
Getting any education at all so that you have a starting point, I think you have to start somewhere.
The day's sessions and workshops focused on the exploitation of people for sex and labor, who are sourced both locally and internationally.
So to walk in and to see young girls who look just like me was the major surprise that I had.
They can run that operation and constantly flow in people into the United States. And that, not speaking just for China, I'm sure for many countries in the developing world.
For court personnel, it was an opportunity to share their insights about the crimes and the lingering effects.
Trigger can come from any direction, especially in our court, which has thousands of cases. A lot of times our women are walking right past their drug dealers or right past their traffickers.
As attendees absorbed the details, experts offered suggestions. The unified effort highlighted the approach needed to combat the complex crisis.
This issue is throughout the entire state. No matter how small your county is, human trafficking is an issue that we are facing here in Ohio, so we need to all work together.
Cleveland Municipal Judge Marilyn Cassidy has been on the bench for 13 years. In analyzing cases, she knows not many defendants intend to break the law.
I understand that things happen to people. Doesn't make you a bad person.
For human trafficking victims, coercion by others has multiple consequences. In most cases, there are substance use issues and inevitable appearances in court.
You got to get rid of that whole addiction phase first, where you don't even know probably what the extent of a mental health problem may or may not be.
If anyone can speak to the struggle of sobriety, it's Judge Cassidy. She's been in long-term recovery from alcoholism since 2001.
When you go into recovery, if you are able to open your mind to it, then you're going to find other people that aren't so different from you, that care about what happens to you.
In 2013, Judge Cassidy went public about her past when she spoke to dozens of drug court graduates. It was around that time she was developing the state's second human trafficking court, hoping to embrace overlooked women with multifaceted problems.
And whether you're in recovery or not, recovery principles are great rules to live by, and a lot of these women have no radar, they have no compass, they have nothing other than what we give them.
And you worked out a support plan?
The science behind her system comes in part from a life before the law when she was a nurse. She's seen how managing trauma, mental health concerns, and substance use disorders are core to restoring these women's lives.
Really, we're healing brains here. I mean, that's what we're doing. We hope our courtroom is something of a healing place.
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.